Each month, Dr. Lalita Kaul enlightens us on our diet and health watch. We are pretty thankful to her for providing us vital health tips month after month. Dr. Kaul is a prominent professor at Howard University College of Medicine. And this good Saturday morning, Dr. Kaul will educate us on minerals and calcium. The moderator on this set is Dr. Shambhu Banik. Let's hear and jot down these essential health pointers in our upcoming segment called Health and Nutrition.
Good morning. Welcome to Global Television Network's Women's World Views Health and Nutrition segment. This morning, we are again very pleased to have Professor Lalita Kaul, who had written some of the outstanding books on nutrition. Professor Kaul, welcome to Global Television Network's Women's World Views Health and Nutrition program.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Professor Kaul, this morning we are very happy that we will be talking about mineral with special emphasis on calcium. What is mineral? Why so important for us?
Minerals are very important in the body. They give us the structure, our skeleton, our backbone. If we had just all these organs, they would be just floating around. So the minerals are very important, and they play a very important role in the body besides the structure, whether it's maintaining the some enzymes, they work as part of enzymes. So minerals are the most, there are several minerals. There are macrominerals, which is your calcium, phosphorus, sodium, and then there are microminerals, which is your iron, your copper. And during today's segment and segments coming later, I'll talk about these minerals individually, but all these minerals play an essential part in our body. And
so you say two kinds of mineral, micro and macro, correct?
Macro and micro.
Macro means that
macro is in large quantities, like calcium is a larger quantity in the body, and the micro is like minute quantities, but they are important, will be like iron, your copper, and they have very important role in the body. And so today I wanted to talk to you about calcium. And as some of you, if you are following this program regularly, you must have said, I just finished talking fat soluble vitamins. Naturally it will follow water soluble, but I felt that I should talk today about calcium, because calcium and vitamin D are so closely interrelated. One cannot function without the other, and that's why I thought the calcium fits in this segment. And calcium, about 90% of the calcium is in the liver and the bones. What happened is the 10% calcium which is in the bones, 90% is in the, 90% in the liver, 10% is in the bones. And this calcium in the bones is very important to maintain the integrity in the blood system. The moment there is a homeostatic level, which is all the time maintained, the moment it drops and the calcium is withdrawn from the bone. And that's why what happens is, over the years as we get old, if you are continuously deficient in calcium, then the bones start getting porous. Of course, there are other factors also which make the bones porous, and then suddenly here you are in late 60s, 70s, suddenly taking a lot of calcium is not going to be that beneficial. That's why it's very useful from the early on to have calcium. Now, the other important factor is vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important in the transport of calcium in the body. It acts like a bus. Now, if there is a deficiency of vitamin D, or there is a problem with fat metabolism, vitamin D is not available, then calcium cannot be utilized. And that's why when you go to buy calcium supplements, you always see calcium and vitamin D combined, because one needs the other. to go in the body. Now, as I said, the regulation is very important, how much the homeostatic and the bone here, which is called trabeculi, you don't have to know it, is then the moment the calcium dips bit and at once the parathyroid, we have a parathyroid gland which secretes the hormone parathyroid, and the moment the calcium goes down and the parathyroid hormone comes, takes the calcium from the bones. Now, sometimes you might have deficiency of vitamin D absorption. So, that is why it is very important, as I told you in one of my segments, that when you go doctor and he writes the tests you are going to have them look at vitamin D level. So, that if vitamin D is deficiency, not only its relationship with many factors, but also its relationship of calcium. Now, the calcium, the sources of calcium are most important sources of the dairy products, and these will be your milk, and we talked about it in relationship with vitamin D. You see, for example, milk is almost perfect food. Only thing it doesn't have iron and fiber, and there are some people, they say we don't like milk. It's okay, we cannot force people to have something they don't like, but if you like yogurt, you want to take low fat yogurt, or you can make it at home if you have time or desire, or you can buy it fat. You can even get fat free yogurt like Greek yogurt, high protein, but you will get enough calcium. But what happens is, if you are not taking milk, then you have to green leafy vegetables, but you have to take large quantity, like 1 cup of milk opposed to huge quantities which everybody can take, and that is the time you might consider of getting supplements, calcium supplements, and women try to get more deficient in calcium.
How about cheese?
Cheese is also good source, and as I have said earlier, that it is important if you also have cardiovascular disease, then you want to keep your fat low. So, the paneer, as you had mentioned in one of the segments, you can make from 2% milk paneer, and then you have, if you like tofu, some people like it, some don't like it, some people have allergy. But of course, paneer tofu doesn't taste as good as paneer, but you can have from paneer, and so calcium is very. I did a study in my clinic on, there has been studies showing relationship of calcium and hypertension.
Calcium and hypertension?
Yes, yes, and they were studies. So, I wanted to do a pilot study, and we took it, my research assistant, we took all the information with the patient's consent about their diet, and we got all the information from the charts, hypertension, what medication they were. I even published a paper on that showing, and there have been many large studies, a relationship of calcium to hypertension. It was significant, those of you who understand statistics, highly significant, 0.001.
Wow.
That, yes, deficiency of calcium and hypertension. So, if your calcium is deficiency, you have hypertension, think, how do I get calcium in the diet? If you don't like dairy products, then you are a candidate for taking supplement, calcium supplement. But also at the same time, you should look at your vitamin D. Are you deficient? You may start with this whenever your next visit to a doctor comes, say you wanted to know your vitamin D level, and he or she will guide you and then see your calcium. So, all these new studies are coming on this calcium, and hypertension is established now. So, again, even though calcium is a mineral, it's no use taking too much. Also, the calcium is absorbed on the basis of body's need. If you have body need, if you have been deficient for a long time, your body will absorb more. For example, in the requirements for calcium are much higher in USA than India, because here they used to higher level of calcium. So, while in India it's at a lower level of calcium. So, it is depending what population, and mostly elderly people try to get deficient in calcium, and then vitamin D, calcium deficiency. So, that is another thing happening, the bones gets softer, osteoporosis, and fall is the number 3 cause of death, you know, because the balance goes off. And so, you have to end up doing physical therapy, taking supplements. Then you don't want to take excess of supplements, because taking so many prescribed medication, which are very important. And I have already talked in one of my segments, the interaction between medication and supplements can be sometimes very dangerous and can lead to death. So, all these, don't take everything on yourself, read, consult your physician, get your answers before you start on any path.
Besides taking supplement, how can we help ourselves with what we eat on a regular basis? What are some of the things that, especially for calcium, you mentioned, so important for the bone?
Yes, for adults, it is now we have to make modification to the person. That's why I said everybody can pick up a diet in the drugstore, or look, there is social media for everything. But like I do it, I make the perfect fit for the person, based their likes, dislikes, all this. But in a normal condition, it's recommended 2 cups of milk or dairy product.
2 cups of milk and?
Or dairy product.
Dairy
you can
product.
take 1 cup of yogurt, 1 cup of milk, 2 servings of cheese.
How about cottage cheese?
Cottage cheese is very good, but yet then there is skim cottage cheese, low fat cottage cheese. You want to keep fat also at a balance. So, 2 cups is recommended. Then of course, your vegetables give you some calcium, but they don't give you as much as dairy
Milk.
products.
Okay.
Now, some people get allergy, they get asthma because the whey in the protein doesn't help, or they have they get rash, they get eczema, they are allergic. So, you have to give them supplements. You don't want to overdo it, because it can also cause constipation. Too much of calcium can cause constipation. That's why it's important before you decide to consult your health practitioner, dietitian, nutrition, physician, as to how much you should take from the supplements.
How this calcium metabolized in the body?
Oh, once we ingest from the food, it goes down in the different parts of the body, and then it is then once before getting absorbed, it gets hooked to vitamin D. As I told you, vitamin D is most important in the transport of calcium. So, then the calcium gets, and then vitamin D goes like taking a bus, number 5, gets on the bus and it goes around and it gets downloaded in liver, about 90%, and 10% gets in the bloodstream, and then it deposits in the bones, and if your calcium level drops, then it withdraws from the bones. So, there is a dynamics going on in the body of maintaining the homeostatic level of calcium.
Now, you use the word homeostatic level. Can you tell our viewers what do you mean by the word homeostatic balance?
Like I think for calcium, it is about 0.10, don't quote me, I don't know, certain level, I don't remember exact number, has to be in the blood.
Yeah.
It has to be maintained all the time. The moment there is a dip, bone, the hormone sends the signal, and it says, oh, calcium has dropped below 0.10, send the signal to the bone, withdraw the calcium. Even if means withdrawing all the time till your bones become like copper, you know, this. So, whether you catch it or your physician catches it, what's happening to rectify the situation?
Well, Dr. Kaul, you have been great in sharing your knowledge with us. Now, we have got 45 seconds left. Can you summarize exactly what you talked about minerals and calcium?
Yes, minerals in general play a very important function in the body. Besides giving you the structure to the body, it is also acts as enzymes, catalytic enzymes in various functions in the body. And calcium also, we have to have a homeostatic certain level in the blood, otherwise it will keep on withdrawing from the bones, leading to osteoporosis. And also you have to see your vitamin D health, how it is going, because calcium and vitamin D are interrelated.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.